Will the Knights take charge when they butt heads with the Rams? Find out next on Quiz Kids.
It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Someone gets paid to write those intros for me. Let's say hi to the great teams we have today. Over here we have from San Mateo, the Hillsdale Knights. And from Daly City, the Westmore Rams. Welcome back, teams. Let's start with the first toss-up question in our three-for-all round. Here we go. This escaped slave helped free dozens of other slaves via the underground Yes Das Ball.
Harriet Tubman.
Correct. For 25 points after becoming rich in the steamship industry, which Commodore gained control of the New York Central Railroad?
Vanderbilt.
That is right. For 50 points, which founder of the American Railway Union led the 1894 Pullman strike and was later jailed for a speech urging resistance to the draft?
Debs.
Eugene Debs, you got 50 points. The charge on this particle was determined by the 1909 oil drop experiment. Yes, Connor.
Electron.
Right. For 25 points, which American physicist collaborated with Harvey Fletcher on the oil drop experiment?
Good question. Rutherford.
Your answer, Connor.
Rutherford?
No, it was Robert Millikan. Next toss-up. Johann Rall was killed leading the Hessians in a 1776 battle, Das Ball.
Trenton.
Correct. For 25 points, Trenton, New Jersey is separated from Morrisville, Pennsylvania by what river famously crossed by George Washington?
The Delaware.
That is right. For 50 points, Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania, is located along what other river that drains into the Chesapeake Bay? Your answer, Brandon.
The Ohio.
It is the Susquehanna. Next toss-up. This empire's most important domestic animal is the llama. Which 15th century Yes Das Ball?
Incas. Inca Empire.
That is right. For 25 points, which Spanish conquistador overthrew the Inca Empire after capturing its emperor Atahualpa?
Pizarro.
You got it. And for 50 points, 8 to 10 million indigenous people along the Andes still speak what language of the Inca?
Nahuatl.
No, it's Quechua. Quechua. 100 points for Westmore, 10 points for Hillsdale. Let's say hi to both teams. Hillsdale Knights, Daniela Cannavaro, you're a sophomore, and your English class took part in the William Golding Trial Project, where we try to prove whether all that happened during Lord of the Flies was nature or nurture. You were a judge, and you said you scared everybody. How'd you do that?
Well, I don't know. I thought to be a judge that would command like teenagers, I'd have to be like stern. But apparently I ended up scaring everybody by doing so.
And keep doing that. You'll be a very successful woman. Connor Bard, you're a senior, and you have a goal in life, which is to eat an entire raw fish. Sushi's not enough for you.
Yeah, so
why do you have that goal in 5 seconds or less?
So I've been a big fan of sushi, so I just want to like go out to like Half Moon Bay and like get a raw fish and just
see what it's like if it's not cut into pretty pieces by a nice cook.
Go big or go home.
Good luck to you there. Benjamin Cannavaro, you are a junior and an avid rock collector with your sister.
Yes.
Where do you go to collect rocks?
There's this tiny little creek near where my mom lives that's not much, but there's a lot of rocks there, and there's rocks of all sorts of shapes and sizes, and we have like a bunch of them.
A bunch of rocks. Good for you. Have fun with that. Westmore Rams, Andrew Redondo, a junior. 3 days a week, you're a tutor. And who do you tutor through? What organizations do you tutor through?
Mondays and Wednesdays, I tutor for National Honor Society, and Thursdays for California Scholarship Federation.
Any subject or all subjects?
I try to help people in biology or math, like Algebra 2.
I bet most of us could use that help. Brandon Huynh, a junior, and a service commissioner at Westmore. What do you do as a service commissioner?
Service commissioners, we help the school in various things. We help supervise events, and we also help pick up trash at lunch.
Great extra activity to take part in. Das Ball Abiak, you are a junior, and last night you saw Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes, I did.
Your 12th second review.
I think Scorsese really outdid himself, and he got really edgy this time. I didn't think he could do it.
As opposed to normal edgy.
Yeah, normal edgy.
Real edgy.
This just took the
Well, taxi drivers around the world, thank you for that. Yeah. It's time to go on with the game, and the next toss-up question. 2 of the smaller ones are the Scotia and the Juan de Fuca. The San Andreas Fault lies along the boundary of what geologic entities? Ben?
Tectonic plates.
Correct. For 25 points. The San Andreas Fault lies along the boundary between the North American and what other plate?
Pacific plate?
That's right. For 50 points, what feature that lies underwater, except on the island of Iceland, appears at the junction of the North American and Eurasian plates? Your answer, Connor?
Volcano?
No, it's the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Next toss-up. The Corps of Discovery was led across the Rocky Mountains to the Pacific by 2 American Army officers. Yes, Connor?
Lewis and Clark?
That is right. For 25 points, Lewis and Clark met when Shoshone, interpreter and guide, let me try that again. Lewis and Clark met which Shoshone, interpreter and guide who helped them acquire horses in the Rockies?
Sacagawea?
Correct. For 50 points, between St. Louis and the base of the mountains in present-day Montana, the Lewis and Clark expedition followed the course of which river?
It's up north, near like Oregon.
Your answer?
Oregon River?
The Missouri River. Next toss-up. He formulated the earliest known proof that the number of primes is infinite. Who was this 4th century BC author of the Elements? Ben?
Archimedes?
No. You can steal, Westmore. Your answer, Brandon?
Euler?
Euclid. This body system is responsible for delivering oxygenated blood to every organ. Yes, Ben?
The circulatory system.
Correct. For 25 points, the circulatory system carries red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets in what watery pale yellow fluid? Your answer?
Plasma.
That's right. For 50 points, long airplane trips can lead to which condition in which a blood clot forms within the leg?
Can't breathe. No, not bends. That's when you.
And your answer?
Let's try it.
The bends?
It's a deep vein thrombosis. Right, it's up. Bends are down. It's named for a rival of Thomas Edison. What unit of magnetic field strength? Yes, Ben?
Tesla.
Correct. For 25 points, which SI unit is the total charge carried by a current of 1 ampere that flows for 1 second?
An ohm?
It's resistance.
Volt.
Volt.
No, a coulomb. Next toss-up. The Blue Jackets of the National Hockey League play in which state capital? Connor.
Columbus.
That's right. For 25 points, which ACC school fields teams nicknamed the Yellow Jackets? Your answer?
Vanderbilt.
Georgia Tech. Today he's considered a physicist, but he won his Nobel Prize in chemistry. Which New Zealander supervised the gold foil experiment? Yes, Brandon.
Rutherford.
That is right. For 25 points, which French scientist who discovered radioactivity shared the 1903 physics prize with the Curies? Your answer, Brandon.
Bohr.
No, it was Henri Becquerel. And that is the end of the round. Very close. 110 to 105. We'll be right back to see who wins this match. Don't go away. We are back and we have the judges from both teams with us. Let's give a big hand first from Hillsdale, Mr. Chris Stallings. And from Westmore, Mr. Alan Bronstein. Thank you so much, judges. Hillsdale, you are only 5 points below Westmore in score, so you just need one 30-point question to take the lead again. I have 3 letters here to choose from. The answers to each question will begin with that letter. Will you choose letter A, letter J, or letter S?
Sure, A.
A, all right. Let's see how much work you're going to make Westmore do to catch up again. This group of heroes sought the Golden Fleece.
The Argonauts.
You took the lead. The voyages of Sinbad the Sailor are part of this collection narrated by Scheherazade.
No.
I need your answer.
1001 Nights.
1001 Nights.
It all begins with A. The Arabian Nights is correct. It's the 2-word Latin phrase for an impromptu solution.
I feel it's abracadabra somehow.
Ad hoc.
Oh, ad hoc.
Ad hoc.
Correct. In 2011, this black and white film won the Best Picture Oscar.
Oh, The Artist, right? Yeah, The Artist.
The Artist.
That is right. This gulf at the north of the Red Sea separates Egypt from the Arabian mainland.
The Arabian Gulf.
Oh no, the Aegean. Oh no, wait.
excuse
Yeah.
me.
And your answer?
Sea.
The Arabian.
No, it's the Gulf of Aqaba. In the 1980s, this nation's Soviet-backed government fought Islamic rebels called Mujahideen?
Afghanistan.
Correct. And finally, it's the closest spiral galaxy to the Milky Way.
Oh, the Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda, you got 5 correct. You have 255 points. Westmore, you need 5 answers to win the game. Would you like J or S?
S.
S. Here we go. This Elizabethan author wrote the long poem Venus and Adonis, but is best known for his plays.
Shakespeare.
That is right. Originally, these federal officials were elected by state legislatures. Today, they are elected by popular vote.
Senators.
Right. Neutron stars are remnants of these extremely luminous stellar explosions.
Supernova.
That is correct. He is the author of Waverly and Ivanhoe. Your answer?
Santiago.
No, Sir Walter Scott. France chose to aid the colonial cause after this 1777 British defeat in upstate New York.
Saratoga.
That is right. Frederick Douglass attended this 1848 New York Convention on Women's Rights.
Seneca Falls.
You win the game. Congratulations. Well played by both teams. Good game. And we'll be right back with our second match. Don't go away. We are back with 2 new teams, so let's say hello first from the borders of Atherton and Menlo Park, Menlo Atherton High School Bears. And their neighbor to the north from Millbrae, the Mills High School Vikings. Welcome back, teams. Let's start the 3-for-all with our first toss-up question. In 1954, which professional sport introduced a 24-second shot clock? Mason.
Basketball.
Correct, for 25 points. Which NBA star was elected to the U.S. Senate in 1978 and served 3 terms? You can talk it over.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Now your time is up.
Yogi Bear.
Rand Paul.
Bill Bradley. Here's your next toss-up. Its Greek name means land between the rivers. What was this region of modern Iraq, the cradle of civilization? Patrick.
Mesopotamia.
Correct. For 25 points, Mesopotamia is defined on the west by the Euphrates and on the east by which other river?
Tigris.
Right. For 50 points, the mouth of the Tigris lies near which main Iraqi port?
Crap, I just did this.
And your answer?
Moscow.
Basra. Next toss-up. In 1202, he published one of the first European books to use Hindu Arabic numerals. Which mathematician comes to mind if I start counting 1, 1, 2? Mason.
Fibonacci.
Correct. For 25 points, the ratio of consecutive numbers in the Fibonacci sequence converged to what number, often used in ancient Greek architecture? Your answer.
42.
The golden ratio.
Oh my God.
Good. You can tell your math teacher afterwards. Next toss-up. The golden ring Draupnir, which creates more gold rings, is owned by which chief Norse god? Jason.
Odin.
That is right. For 25 points, which thunder god owns the hammer Mjolnir, which returns when he throws it?
Thor.
Yes. And finally, for 50 points, the sword Gram is used by which Norse hero to kill the dragon Fafnir?
Oh, God. I think that was Baldur.
And your answer?
Baldur.
Sigurd.
Right.
Let's take a break. Let's take a breath and talk to our teams. First, the Menlo Atherton Bears. Spencer Murphy, you're a senior, and for the last 12 years, you've played piano.
Yes, I did. I am.
But you're not really a big fan of music, otherwise you'd be more excited. Your mother must be just going like nuts now. He's practicing for nothing.
That's not true.
Okay.
You
Good.
said
Fight
that.
for the right to play piano then, Spencer.
Okay.
Good. Patrick Tam, you're a senior and a badminton player.
Yeah.
Which do you think is harder to learn, badminton or the piano?
Well, you know,
It's not a long answer.
piano, because I have no idea.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, good luck and watch the birdie. Mason Seymour, you're a sophomore, and your favorite TV show is Doctor Who.
Yes.
Lots of changes going on right now in Doctor Who. Are you excited about the new Doctor?
I'm sad.
You missed...
The only time I was more sad was when David Tennant left.
Aw, well, that means you're a real fan. We turn to the Mills Vikings, and Michelle Young, you're a senior, and you love to knit.
Yeah, it's a tradition of mine to knit a scarf every winter break.
Every winter break. And my station manager would like to know if you have a close-knit family.
Yes, we do.
Fantastic, and I credit you for that, Michelle. Jason Chen, you're a senior, and last week you talked to us about writing a novel, and this week you want to mention that you would like to major in English. Why would you like to do that?
Yes, someday I'm hoping to become a professional writer.
Professional writer, right. And we can buy your book, To Run the Gauntlets, on Amazon.com.
Yes, you can.
Which I may do when I get home, and it better be good, kiddo. Clifton Lee, you're a sophomore and an avid reader.
Yes.
What was the last great thing that you read?
The last great thing I read was the trilogy His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman.
Philip Pullman, that is, I will recommend that to everybody. One of the great fantasy trilogies of all time. Well, good luck, you guys. Let's continue with the game. We'll start with the next toss-up, which is the business plot targeted this 20th century president. Yes, Patrick.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Correct. For 25 points, it is currently the largest public power company in the U.S. Which New Deal program provided flood control and electricity to its namesake River Valley?
Tennessee Valley Authority.
Correct. For 50 points, U.S. versus Butler struck down which 1933 New Deal legislation that implemented price controls on produce?
AAA.
Can I accept that? That is right. The Agricultural Adjustment Act. You got 50 points. Your next toss-up question, this 70s cartoon character returned in a live-action version starring Sarah Michelle Gellar. Which canine rides... Yes, Mason?
Buffy?
No. Which canine rides in the Mystery Machine with Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy?
Scooby-Doo.
Ruby-Roo. That's right. For 25 points, he often foils Dr. Claw. Which other animated detectives' cases are usually solved by Penny and Brain?
I don't know.
Animaniacs?
And your answer?
Go for it. Animaniacs?
No, it's Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
Your next toss-up. In 1851, this author declared Napoleon III a traitor to France, whose first novel was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yes, Spencer?
Hugo.
Correct. For 25, the title character is which bell ringer who loves Esmeralda?
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
Right. For 50 points, Quasimodo's adoptive father is which archdeacon?
Frodo. No, Frodo, yeah.
Frodo.
No, it's Frollo. Frollo, Claude Frollo. Frodo is hanging out in the caves with the dwarves and the, Next toss-up. Playa Ziron Beach saw most of the fighting during this 1961 military operation. Name that failed invasion of Cuba, engineered by the CIA. Yes, Spencer?
Bay of Pigs.
Correct. For 25 points, the Bay of Pigs invasion was meant to depose which Cuban leader?
Castro.
Right. For 50 points, the invasion was advocated and planned by which head of the CIA, whose brother John served Eisenhower as Secretary of State?
I have no idea.
Mason?
Nixon.
Your answer?
Nixon.
Allen Dulles.
Sure.
Your next toss-up. This nation's authors include Alice Munro, Robertson Davies, and Michael Ondaatje. Name the country also associated with writer Lucy Maud Montgomery. Michelle?
Italy.
No, you can steal. Just pick the country.
Yeah, sure. United States.
Canada. So close. Your next toss-up. Ohm's law states that one quantity is the product of current and resistance. Name that quantity that for AA batteries is 1.5. Yes, Spencer?
Volts.
That is right. For 25 points, which German's loop rule states that the total voltage change around a closed circuit must be 0?
Oh my God.
I know.
Isn't it Coulomb?
No, it's not.
Your answer?
I don't remember his name.
Coulomb?
No, it's Gustav Kirchhoff. Next toss-up. In 1798, Congress passed 3 acts granting wide presidential authority to detain or arrest politically... Yes, Patrick?
Alien and Sedition Acts?
Correct. For 25 points, 2 states' legislatures passed resolutions holding the acts unconstitutional. Name either one of those states.
Kentucky.
Yes, and Virginia. For 50 points, the acts were in response to an undeclared naval quasi-war with what nation?
France.
You got 50 points. You have a sizable lead. Here's your next toss-up. This so-called jewel in the crown was the setting of many British novels. Jason?
India.
Correct. For 25 points, the relationship between Britons and Indians was a major theme of which author's novel, A Passage to India?
Oh, man. Passage to India. Kipling?
I don't know.
Your answer?
Kipling.
E.M. Forster. That is the end of the round. 45 for Mills, 205 for Menlo Atherton. We'll see if they catch up when we come back. We are are back. Let's give a big hand to the judges for both teams. First, coaches for both teams. First, standing in for Coach Sue Caton is Tracy Seymour. And the coach of Mills, Grant Paul. Thank you, coaches. Let's see. Mills, you have 45 points, and the question value in this round will be 35 points. You need to get 5 correct to overtake the lead out of 7 questions. And the letters today to choose from are H, N, and R. The answers will all begin with your letter H, N, or R. R? Okay, here we go. The western end of the Appian Way is located in this city.
Just go for it. Raleigh.
What?
Raleigh.
The answer is Rome. Rome, Italy. Oh. This sea separates northeast Africa from the Arabian Peninsula.
Oh, Red Sea.
Red Sea.
That is right. Snakes, turtles, and lizards belong to this taxonomic class of animals.
Reptilia.
That is right. This 1996 musical was based on La Boheme.
Rent.
That is right. This property is measured in ohms.
Resistance.
Correct. You need one more to take the lead. This illustrator created the 4 Freedom series and 323 covers for the Saturday Evening Post.
Rockwell. Norman Rockwell.
That is right. And finally, red and white ones symbolize Lancaster and York in namesake English wars.
No.
What?
Namesake.
And your answer?
Resistance.
That was the War of the Roses. But you did take the lead. Menlo Atherton, you need 1 question to win. H or N?
Sure.
N.
N. It's the only word spoken by Edgar Allan Poe's Raven.
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
And you win the game. Congratulations. Thank you, teams, for being with us. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.